They told him it was too late, too old, too broken. A former alcoholic from the streets of Brazil had no future in elite combat sports. But Alex Pereira didn't just survive, he transformed. From working at a tire shop to knocking out the world's best strikers. From glory kickboxing to the brightest lights of the UFC. Every left hook carried years of pain. Every knockout silenced another doubt. They call him Poatan, stone hands. And in the octagon, his hands don't just end fights, they make history. Alex Pereira was born in São Bernardo do Campo, Brazil, a place where life hardens you early. There were no gyms, no dreams of championships, no clear way out. To survive, Alex left school and started working young. Long shifts at a tire shop, dirty hands, tired eyes. At night, the pressure followed him home. Alcohol became an escape. For years, his life moved nowhere, no discipline, no direction, no future. But sometimes the fight begins long before the cage. At the age of 21, when most fighters are already years into their careers, Alex walked into a kickboxing gym for the first time. Not chasing fame, not chasing belts, just looking for structure and a reason to change. Training replaced bad habits. Pain replaced numbness. And slowly, something dangerous began to form. What started as a way out became the beginning of a legend. Their first meeting took place in 2016 in China under kickboxing rules. Israel Adesanya entered the fight as a rising striker, fast, technical, full of confidence. Alex Pereira was the heavier puncher, known for pressure and devastating power. From the opening round, the contrast in styles was clear. Adesanya used movement, angles, and volume, constantly switching stances, landing quick combinations, and circling away from danger. Pereira stayed patient. He didn't chase. He didn't rush. Instead, he cut off the ring, absorbed information, and waited for moments to land his power shots. Round by round, the fight stayed competitive. Adesanya was active. Pereira was calm, landing fewer strikes but heavier ones. After 3 rounds, the judges rendered their decision. Alex Pereira won by decision. It wasn't domination. It was composure, a reminder that power, when controlled, can outweigh speed. Adesanya had lost, but the rivalry was only beginning. Years later, they met again, this time on the biggest kickboxing stage in the world. Glory, the middleweight title on the line. Both men had evolved. Adesanya was sharper, more disciplined, determined to erase the loss. For most of the fight, he executed a smart game plan, movement, distance, clean scoring shots. Round after round, he stayed ahead, avoiding danger, managing Pereira's power. As the final moments approached, it looked like Adesanya was on his way to a decision victory. But Alex Pereira doesn't need many chances. Late in the fight, he stepped forward, closed the distance, and landed the left hook. Adesanya went down. This time, there was no recovery. The referee stepped in. Alex Pereira had done it again. 2 fights, 2 wins. One by decision, one by knockout. After dominating the kickboxing world, Alex Pereira stepped into MMA at LFA 95, facing Thomas Powell in the main event. From the first bell, Pereira showcased his lethal striking, stiff leg kicks, precise punches, and heavy knees that set the pace. Powell tried to grapple and mix things up, but Alex remained calm. Every movement measured, every strike dangerous. At 4:04 of the first round, Pereira landed a perfect left hook, sending Powell crashing to the canvas. The crowd went silent for a moment. This knockout was more than a win, it was a statement. This victory didn't just build his MMA record. It announced Alex Pereira as a force to be reckoned with, paving the way to the UFC and bigger challenges ahead. Before he ever stepped into MMA, Alex Pereira faced one of his toughest tests in kickboxing, Artem Vakitov. Vakitov was a seasoned champion, a dominant force in Glory's light heavyweight division, and a fighter respected around the kickboxing world. At Glory 77, Pereira stepped into the ring with everything on the line. Not just a title shot, but a chance to prove himself against a seasoned elite. From the opening bell, it was a war of precision, power, and strategy. Vakitov used experience and movement, landing clean strikes and testing Pereira's defense. Pereira responded with pressure, sharp counters, and heavy leg kicks that slowly began to tell on his opponent. 5 rounds of constant engagement, both fighters trading moments of brilliance. When the final bell rang, the decision was razor-thin. But in the end, Alex Pereira edged out Vakitov by split decision to claim the Glory Light heavyweight title. It was a defining moment, his first major title in elite kickboxing, proof of his rising power and tactical maturity. This victory didn't just make him a champion. After their first epic battle, the rivalry between Alex Pereira and Artem Vakitov reached its climax at Glory 78. Both fighters had adapted, sharpened, and prepared for war. From the first round, the intensity was unmatched. Heavy strikes, counter punches, and calculated aggression. Pereira's power was undeniable, landing decisive blows that gradually wore Vakitov down. In the end, Alex Pereira secured a stunning victory, solidifying his dominance in the light heavyweight division and proving that his first win was no fluke. This rematch cemented his legacy as one of Glory's most feared champions. After a solid UFC debut, Alex Pereira faced Andreas Michailidis in his second octagon fight. This was a true test of his adaptation from kickboxing to MMA, a step up in pressure, skill, and complexity. From the opening bell, Pereira displayed his signature precision and timing. Michailidis tried to push the pace, mixing strikes and takedown attempts, but Pereira remained calm and composed. Every punch landed with intent, every kick measured and powerful. As the rounds progressed, Pereira's striking dominance became clear. He controlled distance, countered effectively, and showcased why his power translated to MMA. By the end of the fight, Alex Pereira secured a unanimous decision victory, proving once again that his transition from kickboxing to the UFC was not just possible, it was unstoppable. Before stepping into the octagon, Bruno Silva was known as a tough, durable striker with knockout power and an aggressive style. He had a reputation for pushing fighters to their limits and testing every weakness. Alex Pereira knew he was up against a serious challenge. From the opening bell, Silva tried to impose his pressure, throwing heavy strikes and looking for openings. But Pereira's precision, timing, and composure told a different story. He stayed calm, controlling distance and picking his moments to strike. Midway through the fight, Pereira began to showcase his power. Crisp jabs, punishing leg kicks, and counters that left Silva reeling. Every combination carried weight and intent. As the rounds continued, Pereira's dominance became undeniable. He landed key strikes at the right moments, avoided unnecessary risks, and showcased the striking mastery that had made him a legend in kickboxing. In the end, Alex Pereira earned a unanimous decision victory, cementing his place as a rising force in the UFC and continuing his journey toward championship glory. Before the fight, at the press conference, Sean Strickland tried to get under Alex Pereira's skin, talking trash and underestimating the former kickboxing champion. But words didn't win fights, punches did. From the opening bell, Pereira showed why he's feared. Strickland pressured, throwing combinations and feints, but Pereira controlled the distance, landing crisp counters and heavy strikes. In the first round, Alex landed a perfectly timed punch that changed everything. Strickland went down, and the referee stepped in. Pereira won by TKO, securing a dominant and decisive victory. After the fight, Pereira celebrated in the cage, raising his hand and showing the world that his striking power, precision, and composure were unstoppable. This win proved that in the octagon, skill, power, and timing speak louder than words, and it moved him one step closer to the title showdown with Israel Adesanya. Before the UFC, Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya had already built one of the most famous rivalries in combat sports, in kickboxing. Their first encounter took place in 2016. Adesanya, a rising star, was fast, technical, and full of confidence. Pereira, known for his power and composure, stayed patient, cutting off the ring and waiting for openings. The fight went 3 intense rounds. Adesanya moved constantly, landing quick combinations and using angles to avoid Pereira's heavy shots. Pereira absorbed the pressure, striking with precision when the moment came. At the end, the judges awarded Alex Pereira the victory by decision, marking the first chapter of their rivalry. A year later, they met again on a bigger stage, the Glory Kickboxing middleweight title fight. Adesanya was sharper and more disciplined, while Pereira remained dangerous, waiting for his moment. In the third round, Pereira's patience paid off. He landed a decisive punch, knocking Adesanya out. 2 fights, 2 victories for Pereira. One by decision, one by knockout. This rivalry became legendary, proving Pereira's power and setting the stage for the next chapter, their inevitable clash in the UFC. After their legendary kickboxing rivalry, Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya finally met in the UFC for the middleweight title. Adesanya was the reigning champion, unbeaten in MMA, known for his speed, precision, and unorthodox striking. Pereira, undefeated in MMA, was determined to prove that his power from kickboxing translated perfectly into the octagon. From the opening bell, the fight was a clash of styles. Adesanya moved fluidly, using angles and quick combinations to keep Pereira at bay. Pereira, calm and patient, controlled distance and waited for the perfect moment to strike. Midway through the first round, Pereira began landing heavy counters, testing Adesanya's defense. Each punch carried the weight of experience, each strike a reminder of his kickboxing mastery. By the second round, Pereira saw his opening. A perfectly timed punch connected clean, sending Adesanya to the canvas. The referee immediately stopped the fight. Alex Pereira won by knockout, claiming the UFC middleweight belt. This victory wasn't just about a title, it was a statement. Pereira had defeated an unbeaten champion, proving his striking, composure, and power were unstoppable. The octagon now belonged to him, and his legacy as one of the greatest strikers of all time was cemented. After claiming the UFC middleweight title, Alex Pereira faced Israel Adesanya in a highly anticipated rematch. Adesanya, determined to reclaim his belt, studied Pereira's style meticulously, ready to exploit any weakness. From the opening bell, the fight was fast and intense. Both fighters exchanged sharp strikes, testing each other's timing and reactions. Pereira looked confident, trying to replicate the success of their first UFC encounter. But Adesanya's movement, precision, and strategy were flawless. Midway through the fight, he landed a perfectly timed counterpunch that changed everything. Pereira went down, and the referee immediately stopped the fight. Adesanya won by knockout. The rematch showed that even the strongest champions can face setbacks. It was a dramatic moment, a lesson in resilience, and a reminder of the unpredictable nature of MMA. Though defeated, Pereira remained a top contender, with his striking and power still feared across the division. After his middleweight battles, Alex Pereira moved up to a higher weight class, eager to prove himself against bigger, stronger opponents. His first challenge came against Jan Blachowicz, a former light heavyweight champion known for his power and experience. From the opening bell, Pereira showed no hesitation. He used his precision striking and timing to control the distance, landing clean punches and punishing kicks. Blachowicz tried to impose his strength, but Pereira's composure and technique kept him ahead. In the end, Alex secured a dominant victory, proving that his power and skill translated perfectly to the new weight class and signaling the start of a new chapter in his UFC career. In a highly anticipated matchup in the light heavyweight division, Alex Pereira faced Yuri Prochaska for the first time. Prochaska was known for his unorthodox striking, explosive power, and aggressive style, one of the most dangerous fighters in the division. Pereira, moving up from middleweight, brought precision, timing, and devastating knockout power, determined to prove he could dominate even the toughest opponents. From the opening bell, both fighters engaged in a fast-paced and intense striking battle. Prochaska pressed forward aggressively, throwing powerful and unpredictable attacks, while Pereira remained calm, controlling distance and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The fight showcased a clash of styles. The explosive creativity of Prochaska versus the calculated precision and knockout power of Pereira. As the second round began, Pereira's patience and timing paid off. He landed a series of devastating punches and elbows, breaking through Prochaska's guard. The referee immediately stepped in. Alex Pereira won by TKO in the second round, claiming the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. The victory was decisive and spectacular. Pereira had proven that his skill, power, and composure could overcome even the most dangerous opponents in the division. Standing in the center of the octagon with the belt in hand, he solidified his legacy as a UFC champion and one of the most feared strikers in MMA history. This fight marked a historic moment in Pereira's career, highlighting his ability to rise to new challenges, dominate higher weight classes, and continue building his legendary status in combat sports. His journey from kickboxing champion to UFC title holder was complete, and the world watched as Alex Pereira cemented his place among the elite of MMA.